What has been the reaction? Like, what has been the most visceral or violent reaction to what you've done and exposed?
I think the biggest story we probably ever broken was either the FTX stuff, but that was already kind of going on. It's probably the Logan Paul story, the Cryptozoo saga. That was a case where, you know, it's just the classic influencer greed story where this guy launches an NFT project, does millions upon millions of dollars in sales, and delivers nothing. He promises the world a fun blockchain game that earns you money, and he did nothing, and the project was left abandoned, and people were like miserable, complaining. No one says it, but
I'm not aware
they don't have a
of
voice.
That. I'm kind of aware that you covered it, but I don't know the story.
So let me back up then. So
okay.
Logan Paul is popular influencer. You know who he is.
Sure.
So he, along with a lot of influencers, got really interested in like the crypto space, and he had done a coin before that called Dink Doink, which was abandoned shortly after he promoted it. People got invested, goes to zero, right? And he says, well, that's not my project. That was my buddy's project. And then like a month later, he's like, I actually do have a project, excited to announce it. It's called Cryptozoo. It's a fun game. They called it a fun game that earns you money. Basically, the idea is they're going to sell you these two things. Eggs is NFT, and then there's a coin aspect to it called Zoo tokens, okay? So you can buy these Zoo tokens to buy the eggs, and the idea is the eggs will then hatch into animals that will earn passive Zoo tokens. So you can buy eggs with Zoo tokens, and then the eggs will passively earn you Zoo tokens. Does that make sense?
No.
Well, don't worry. You're kind of actually caught up. So these Zoo tokens were basically this passive income. You know, you basically invest up front, and then you're sort of getting the tokens back out, which you can then sell, I guess. So that was the idea pitched to people, and people immediately buy in. They $3 million in NFT sales, tens of millions of dollars in the tokens itself, the Zoo tokens. People are so excited about it because it's Logan Paul. And he says this is his project. He's putting his name behind it, his backing behind it, and he's a great marketer. I mean, you got to give the guy credit where credit is due. He's a tremendous marketer. So people get all excited. All of a sudden, the hatch day comes when you're supposed to hatch these eggs, and half the hatching doesn't work.
How does the hatching work? Is it on a computer model?
It was on.
What is it?
It was on the blockchain, so you could your NFTs would turn into different NFTs. They would transform into the animals. They go from an egg to an animal.
How?
It's just blockchain coding. I mean, it's just.
But how do they? Is it predetermined?
Yeah.
How does your egg become an ostrich?
It's just random. It's supposed to be randomly generated animals. So you
might get a rhino. You might get a chicken.
Exactly. And then you could crossbreed your rhino with a chicken and get a ricken or something and get even more tokens. But
is this it?
Yeah, there it is. You get
bear
shark. So
whale panda.
So people start to
gorilla.
Is this still around?
So they say they're going to go back and fix it now. So Logan, after being not involved for a year, as soon as my video comes out, he goes, damn, what a coincidence. I've been working on it. I was going to, make it, launch it. In reality, he hadn't touched it for a very long period of time. But so sorry to back up.
Okay.
The half the eggs don't work, and they're not actually earning anything. The whole time they said they were going to earn you these tokens, right? They're not earning anything. So the promises haven't been fulfilled. There's just sort of all this stuff going on behind the scenes. Logan's quiet. Come to find out, he had hired basically criminals who were selling on the back end, some of the tokens. And he was sort of I don't know what his thing was. I think he realized it's not going to be that successful. Let me move on. I think his mentality was, let me just move on, right? The problem though is you have millions of dollars of investment in a thing that you promoted. You told everyone it was going to make them money, and then you never delivered anything. So my story was basically showing the victims of the scheme, and then in response, he's like, well, I'm going to sue you for that.
He said he's going to sue you.
Yeah, he said, I'll see you in court. And then the backlash against him was so severe that he releases a video saying, thank you, Coffeezilla, for showing the world what happened. and I appreciate it. I responded out of anger, but I'm going to make things right. I'm going to fix the game to what it was supposed to be, and I'm going to pay back $1.7 million. I'm committing $1.7 million to anyone who bought an NFT can get a refund. Now, there's a bit of an issue with that. So that's nice. I actually think it's great that that happened, but there's two issues with it. Number one, which is that the NFTs were only half, a small part of the sales. They actually weren't even half. Because people bought these tokens. So the people who bought tokens get nothing. He's offering, this refund on the NFTs. The other problem is he hasn't refunded the NFTs. I've actually reached out to him twice. It's been like over a month since he's done this. So he said he's going to do it. And then the Discord, he's posting in this little chat room with the investors. After he said he was going to do it, he's posted nothing. There's no way to get a refund right now. So I keep asking him, hey, you promised $1.7 million to these investors. They're all waiting. It's been over, I think it's almost been 2 months now, and there's nothing. So it's he says that he's refunding people, which sounds great for PR, and then it's just radio silence. So what I'm ultimately looking for is some accountability from these guys. They're happy to make money from the endeavors. They're happy to potentially make millions of dollars from these, different projects they're spinning up. But the second accountability is asked for, you can't reach them.
So is it well, I would assume Logan's a very busy guy. And
sure.
I would assume that he probably didn't come up with this on his own. I would assume that someone probably came to him with this project. This is just total assumption, guessing on my part.
So we have text messages from behind the scenes. A lot of people, the people who were responsible for it say Logan kind of spearheaded the idea. And he says he's